So, hi everyone. Yep. So, welcome to Driven by Espresso. Today's topic is Easter's coming up. Where's your dream drive from Friday to Monday? And if you've only got 10 grand, what cars are you going to bring? So, as always, I've got Ren with myself, and I've also got Lee as well. Lee, if you just want to tell us a bit about you and a bit of car history, that would be cool.
Yeah, so I'm Lee. I met Richard because he rented one of my Turbo cars, and we got chatting, and turns out we are both pretty big car nuts. My car history is varied. Started with a lovely Ford Escort 1.8 gear. It's important.
The gear, yeah.
Which, we're treated more like a people carrier for me and my mates. I then went into Seat Ibiza, which I promptly wrapped around the lamppost. A Hyundai Coupe that didn't last very long at all because it looked good in pictures, but really didn't drive that well.
Don't say things like that.
Yeah,
you're talking to a guy that loves a bit of Oriental coupes.
Yeah, wasn't great. The indicators being on the wrong side just really threw me. I was forever putting my windscreen wipers on when I wanted to turn left.
Every old Japanese car I've ever had has done that.
Yeah, it's just a nightmare. So that didn't last very long. I then had a Fiesta ST, the 150 brake 2-litre one. That was lovely. Had that for a little while. I then had a 147 GTA,
That's my cup of tea.
Yeah, that was really good. That blew up, so I had to get rid of that.
What colour was it? That's the important bit when you get an F.
It was,
right.
It was black.
Silver, all of them.
Yeah, I really liked the black. It looked so mean, and I wasn't very old at the time, so it was, only ever had 15 quid worth petrol in it. Which was enough to get it to the petrol station and back. That was sort of about it. And then I had a VX220. That was a good fun car. That was a great summer car. Then I had, what did I have after that? Oh, I had an S3 after that. That was quite good fun.
So 220 to an S3, that's quite a change, isn't it?
It was. But the S3, you could drive those things flat out pretty much everywhere. Like, they just gripped. But they weren't fun. They were fast. They just weren't fun. It was just a bit...
Yeah.
It was very Audi. It was very safe, very sensible. And then I had a company car that I'm going to gloss over because I didn't really care. It's just that was like, it was a period of life I don't want to talk about. Then I went to a Mustang, not the S550, 2017 one. Had one of those for a bit. I got rid of that, had some bikes for a little bit, and then I got an M3, the F80 comp, which was silly. If you've ever driven one, you'll know the engines in them are nuts. They're just silly quick. And my current car is another Mustang, the S550, so the updated version.
Cool. Very, very cool. So I suppose let's go over to Ren. So Ren, you've got the bank holiday coming up. Where are you heading off to, and what's the first car for 10 grand UK money you take?
All right. Well, Lee's going to love that one. So I have to go to Belgium. My mom's decided to move abroad. She's decided to move to Greece. Very short notice, actually. And she's like, you need to come and pick up the rest of your stuff. There's a little too much to be able for me to fit it into my Rx8. So I've been having a quick look online, see what car I could get. Just a fun little car. I buy it, I drive it to Belgium, I load my stuff in, I come back, I sell the car. And the first choice, Lee, this is for you, is actually a Hyundai Coupe. So I had a look, and you can get
So here's a question. Ren, have you ever driven one?
I've been in two. I wasn't driving them, I was there as a passenger.
Right.
It did strike me as a bit hard, a bit crashy. But I was in a 2-liter, I believe, so 140 horsepower. It was the Hyundai equivalent of the Celica Mark 7, wasn't it? That David had. So not supposedly too fast, but like a little go-kart, nimble. I've decided to jazz it up a bit. I don't need something nimble. It's a drive on the motorway to Belgium and back. So I wanted a GT, and I found that car, which is the V6 with 160 horsepower. And
So Lee, was yours the V6?
No, mine was the 2 litre. I drove the V6. It was worse than the 2 litre, believe it or not. I wouldn't have
choice.
the V6. It was too. It wasn't. The only reason it had more power is because it was so much heavier. So it's about the same, and you just choose to refuel. You're better off with the 2 litre.
Yeah, you go from a 2 litre to a 2.7 for the V6.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it's driving on the motorway, just ride the wave of torque, although I don't think there's much of it, but
You're used to an RX8, so there's probably more torque.
Well, anything has more torque than an RX8. I think my lawnmower has more torque than an RX8.
I did find out my Fiat 500e has 2 more torques than yours.
There you go. See, it's a rotary engine. You don't need torque. You don't need to pull a trailer with it. It's not what it's for.
Okay, and what color Hyundai are you going for?
Well, I'm in my mid-40s now, so red.
So basically, what you're saying is, I want to do it in a Ferrari, and I'm going to get the thing that I can closest look like a Ferrari.
Ferrari's never ever been desirable for me. I've been in a couple, and they sound great, but I would never want to have one. It's just red or bright yellow, kind of fit my age. That and a cap, and I'm gone. Convertible, even better. I think I reached that stage in my life.
So aside from the got to go see your mum, why else are you going to Belgium? What kind of roads do you recommend, and what kind of drive?
I need to go there fast, so there'll be motorway all along. When I'm there, obviously, if I depart on Friday morning, I'll be there Friday night. Saturday, I can take that glorious Hyundai Coupe and put it through its paces, through the Ardennes, for example. I can just pop over the border into Germany and see what top speed it's got on the Autobahn.
I'll tell you now, not very much.
Yeah, probably 70 on the way there, which is the same.
It's very odd. You want to get there fast, and you're taking a Hyundai Coupe. It's not a fast way of getting anywhere.
That car would probably have less horsepower on the way back than on the way in. But I mean, you buy, you go there, you come back, you sell. So here you go. I want to try it. All right. I want to try that coupe. It's a good looking car.
So I know we're planning for next year's Euro trip. So how many countries did you say you can get to from Belgium, if that's the kind of where
from Belgium, very easily in a day, you can do a loop from where my mum lives, which is just on the border.
Just let everyone know, we're not staying at his mum's house, okay? If we do,
she'll be gone. She'll be gone. That was the plan, but she'll be gone by then. From there, you can go. You cross the border. You're in the Netherlands. You can go through Maastricht, and then you can loop onto Germany, go through Aachen, come back through Belgium, Grand Duchy of Luxembourg, France, and back to Belgium. You can very easily do that in a day if you want to do it in a day. So
we're thinking maybe 4 days, 4 countries, aren't we?
4 days, 4 countries. You take your time. Then there are some nice places to go to in Germany, including both roads and landscape, really. So you've got your driving road, you've got your landscape, your little dash on an autobahn if that's what you want to do. Belgium, you've got the Ardennes, really nice roads, and then France, the north of France, has some nice little B road too. So it's possible to have a lot of fun and visit a lot of places for the guys who are into that without driving thousands of miles. Yes.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And are you still confident about the Hyundai or Hyundai?
I tell you what, I'll find out and I'll let you know.
So Lee, what are you thinking? You've got the Easter coming up. You've got imaginary 10K budget. What's your first car and where are you going?
So I am going. So my first car, 10K Easter weekend. I am getting a Z4 coupe.
Nice.
With the 3 litre straight 6 in it.
So you're not taking your family?
Why would I do that? So I just want to stop. Like, right on the road, I want to drive. I want to do miles. Nothing worse than sitting in a car with other people that want to stop every 10 minutes.
We did say a road trip, not a family road trip.
Right? Okay.
I was sitting there thinking, I don't need a boot.
Yeah.
Ideally, I'd take the passenger seat out, give me less weight, more driving. And I would go with that to the Brecon Beacons. I'd go South Wales with that.
Okay.
That's where I would go. I think you can get all the way over to the coast, all the way towards Aber, and it'd be lovely because it's not, you don't need silly power. It will have enough. It will be rear wheel drive. It will be engaging, and it will be twisty. You can have a manual. You can have a decent manual. You don't want an auto if you're in Wales because you won't have all the power.
Yeah.
So that's what I would have, and I would have a blue one.
Question.
What's that?
So your Z4, has it got more power than the Hyundai Coupe?
Quite a lot more.
I think you go for the 3 litre, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Pays are all 3 litres unless you go for the M spec, which aren't quite in budget.
Yeah.
But that's what that would be my first choice. Like,
Yeah.
and it'll be reliable. So you'll get up on Saturday morning and it will work and you'll be able to go somewhere and like it'll just be nice. You won't have all the mod cons, but why do you need them? You're only in Wales.
And that 3 litre engine does sound nice as well.
It does. You have all the windows open. It's
Yeah.
great. And if you're after driving, you want the coupe, not the convertible.
I think the Coupe is better looking than the convertible.
Yeah.
Same for the Z3.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure about the Z3. But also, importantly, when you use the indicators, I won't switch the windscreen wipers on.
But you're in a BMW, so you don't have to use them.
That's very true. I hope
It's part of the experience, right? It's part of the experience. No indicator used, and you tailgate everyone. It's got to be done.
I can tell you, when I bought my M3, I got sent on a BMW driving course, and they told me to remove the indicator stalk because I wouldn't need them. They also told me that I was the most important person on the road. So what I should do is always drive millimeters from the person in front of me.
It's the same school as Audi drivers, isn't it?
Yeah, it's similar. The Audi undertake a bit more than the BMW drivers. Use their lights a little bit more.
Yeah, 100%. And so I've been to Wales a couple of times on driving. I got to admit, some beautiful roads and coastlines over there. I think you've done it a couple of times now, haven't you? You and your friends done a couple of road trips there.
Yeah, we have. We do a weekend once a year and go and explore, and usually get lost due to my very questionable navigation skills.
But I think we're looking to potentially get one in the future where we might tie down the route in a bit more detail.
Yeah.
So
I'll definitely, less exploring and more.
Still nothing better than getting lost. I find that my wife hates it when we're lost, and I'm like, we've got 2 phones between us and a sat nav in the car. It doesn't matter. Let's just drive and see where it takes us.
Yeah. Well,
I think that's part of the experience. To tie everything up here, really, one of the things is, driven by Espresso, we want to organize a road trip in Wales, through Wales at some point. So that's pretty good. And we're joking about passengers, not passengers, family road trip or not. We have at some point a video coming up with the best, our top 3, top 4 best cars for a family road trip as well. So we'll have a bit of both. We have the cars just focused on the drives only and leave the family at home for the weekend. But we'll also have very soon a video with the cars we'd get if really we have to take the family along for a ride.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. That's good. So I'll come on to my one now. So I haven't done this, but I really fancy Scotland. And I think instead of going North Coast 500, because I think it'll just take too much time, including getting there and getting back, North Coast 300. So for me, North Coast 300, a bit less traffic. I could just take my time a bit more, see the things. And then it's like everything from like the Galloway Forest. You've got the scenery around. You've got a couple of lakes as well. To me, I think that would be phenomenal. And I've got 2 completely different cars. Okay, so
Car number 1, then go on.
Car first. So this is, I get the car and I can hand it back afterwards and it's sub 10K. Okay, I'm not owning this car.
Okay.
Bentley Continental 6 litre GT. There's a couple Cat C's flying around, and I'm like, you know what? For 4 days, I reckon it'd work.
It has to work for 4 days, yeah?
Just for 4 days. And
Might not work much longer, but 4 days is good.
And I think the 200 miles up, it would be an absolute beaut. 200 miles back, absolute beaut. I have a feeling it might be a bit big for the roads, but I don't know. I just think that would be a.
I'll tell you what you could do. You could play dashboard bingo, because you will have every light on before you get home.
But for 10 grand, definitely.
As long as it's not my car and I'm just borrowing it for 4 days, I
It's
don't
funny, I
mind.
watched somebody who
It's a
bought
bit
an old
cheeky,
Bentley
isn't it?
recently, and Mark Watson, the car wow guy, and he got the new one and the old one, and he compared, and you'll have fun over there because the old one doesn't have any brakes whatsoever. It's a little bit roly-poly. As Lee said, about every single bulb that could come on the dashboard went on, and from time to time, it was limited in power. But it's a good-looking
It
car.
will still be
10 grand.
faster than that coupe. It will still
You
be
never know.
faster. The turbos will turn off and it'll still be faster than that coupe.
I think the RX8 is faster than that coupe, but it's a good-looking car, though. The Continental GT. Let's be honest. It's like your pro footballer moment.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, I love it. I wouldn't want to own one outside of warranty.
Yeah.
No, 100%. So yes, that's my one. So Lee, come back to you. What's your second car for your trip to Wales?
So, I actually wouldn't do this trip to Wales in this car.
Okay.
I have bent the rules slightly because I'm like, why would I? If I've got that's the Z4. It's the best car for Wales. It's small enough, it's light enough, and the roads over there are wide enough that you can exploit most of the power. But where I would really like to go on a road trip that I haven't done properly yet is Cornwall.
Yeah.
Because I've not done it, and I think it's a beautiful part of the country, and it's south, so it tends to be a bit warmer. So therefore, I think I sort of rattled through in my head, what's the perfect car for Cornwall? Roads are narrow, tight, twisty. I don't need power. I need small and nimbleness.
Yeah.
And I went back to my teenage years where all I really wanted at that time was a 182 Clio.
Yeah.
I think
My friend had one of them and it was mint, and he replaced it for an MR2 later on, and I could swear the 182 was way faster than the MR2.
you can take the interior apart of a 182 with a flat-headed screwdriver. And the best thing
It's
about
French, you could just pull it out.
the best thing about that is you can replace everything in the interior with a flat-headed screwdriver. Like, you don't need any other tools. So if it breaks, I've got a toolkit. Like, it's fine. And I think you get one of those, and for £10,000, you are getting the best of the best example, the most pampered, cared for example of a 182. And you could buy a really decent one, do 1,000 miles in it, tour around Cornwall, be a bit hipster about it, come back, sell it, and you'll lose zero money.
I think that's a good point. I've got to admit, my second choice is very similar to yours, but we'll go on to Ren. So Ren, what's your second choice for your Euro trip?
We are still in the realm of GTs. I still have to go to Belgium and back. It's still mainly motorway. I just need a car that can drive at, let's call it, a continental rate of pace on the continent. It's not 70 over there. It's more what you feel like. So I need a car that can drive fast for long periods of time. A car that is also big enough, has enough space at the back to put all of my boxes. So I've decided to think a little bit outside of the box, and for £5,000, I found this glorious example of a Chrysler 300C.
So Lee and I are thinking we're not coming with you.
I'm sure it's comfortable. Listen, I went for the diesel.
One of the monsters turned up.
So for everyone else that is watching this, this is the first time Lee and Ren have met each other, and I did say that Ren is a car guy, but he's slowly.
None of his cars have been about driving. They've been
Think-
about sitting in.
Think outside of the box. Listen, I'm not sure about the American cars in general, but the Chrysler 300C is basically a German car in American drags, right? Everything underneath is Mercedes-Benz. The chassis, the engine, the gearbox. So what should be working should be
It's
working.
best of both worlds. It was when Mercedes were really badly built, mixed with when America couldn't corner. So you've got the best of both.
You're on a straight motorway. You don't need to turn. You don't need to go anywhere but straight. I think it appeals to the teenager inside of me. That car looks like a gangster car. Okay,
Is that when you replace the front grille to make it look like a Bentley? Everyone used to do that. Yeah.
You go to Aldi, the supermarket Aldi, and you've got the middle section full of weird stuff, and you have like a copy of the Bentley. That's the 300C. That's what you pick.
Isle of Dreams, I call it in Audi. The Isle of Dreams.
Yes.
I've got to admit, I did have a soft spot for the Chrysler. What was that convertible one called? The small Spitfire.
Was it the Crossfire?
The Crossfire, the squatting.
Crossfire.
The one that looks like a dog squatting. Yeah.
Yeah, I quite liked that one back in the day. It's just, I
that's
heard
a
it was
German
really.
car also.
America has made some great cars. Like, I love an American car. I've had two of them. I've had more than two of them. But they are awful examples. Other than the SRT8 on the 300C, which you would only buy because it's got a Dodge Viper engine in it.
Yeah.
Right? Two terrible cars. They're both Mercedes in drag. You're better off in the Mercedes equivalent because at least that was built properly.
Yeah, but it's only for a weekend. I'm not owning it, right? So that's also why the V6 3-liter diesel. I didn't go
diesel.
Oh yeah, V6 diesel, baby. Listen, it's a long journey on a motorway. I don't need a V8, right? I need to get there. Saying that, that car is so heavy. I had a look online. It drinks as much as my Rx8, so there won't be any savings. But
So no point at all. But at least you'll
get to Belgium like a
every city
gangster.
centre in Europe.
The 300C was never sold in Belgium. People will look at me. Some people might probably think, "My God, he's got a Bentley," and I'll be
lots
like,
of people will think, "My God," when you see people driving that. But
you're jealous.
I mean,
you're just jealous.
Don't go on. I like all
I'll
cars.
send you pictures. I'll send you a picture of the adoring fans lining the streets.
I mean, I'd probably I'd like to have a go in one and drive one anyway. Whether I could do 4 days in one, I don't know. But
we'll take my 300C diesel and your Bentley Continental GT, and we'll go on a long road trip together.
We'll park them up in Belgium, and we'll see who takes more photos of which car.
There you go. That's a deal.
I mean, probably more of the Chrysler because there'll be smoke coming out of it, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna shine those chromes.
I don't know. I just don't think the Bentley will make it, will it? Not without going, you'll stop at a service station, it won't start again.
I'll keep the engine running when you fill up. It's okay.
You do that with Rx8 too, and the engine is cold anyway. It's fine. People look at you weird, but you get used to it.
Cool. So, I mean, so from a Bentley Continental, massive car, 4-wheel drive, 6-litre, I've gone the other way as well. So a bit like Lee, your choice. So I've gone for, well, if I get to Scotland, lots of twisty roads, a lot of mountain roads, sweeping roads, they're fairly narrow. I'm like, well, what's one of my dream hot hatches? So I love a bit of a turbo. I love something Italian. So it has to be an Abarth.
Oh.
Little Fiat Abarth. I'm just in red because I love my Italian cars red. I've had a couple of Alphas now. They've all been red bar one, which was black. And I'm like, actually, I think once you're up there with the little pops and crackles and everything else, I think it'd be ear to ear smile, manual. So complete opposite the Continental. But I think once you're there, actually even better, I'd park the Abarth in the boot of the Continental.
There you go.
Get it out when I get
Just
there.
pull it out.
I was going to say, get the 300C to tow it up there. That's what you need to do.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
And Lee, I know you've got one because I saw it when we came up last time, and there will be a review incoming. I was actually looking for the dates actually over Easter as well, and through Turo I can actually get your one for 42 quid a day.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, so I thought that's not too bad. what I might try and do is I might have some discounts for anyone watching as well for the actual Turo's fees. So I'll try and post them at the bottom as well. But I do think I prefer the Abarth over the Clio. I prefer turbo. I just prefer the way a turbo drives.
I think I went 1.8. Obviously, I love the Abarth. That's why I bought one. Like, that's such a good sort of Cotswoldy. I take it out on day trips all the time. Like, it's just a great thing to pop out in, go for a lovely pub lunch in the Cotswolds just on the doorstep. Like, great thing to have. But I've not had a 1.8.2.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I've got to go 1.8.2 because it's that teenage. It harks back to the teenage years.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
As this comes on to our point, I'd say that 10 grand budget, right? Would I own the Bentley? Absolutely not. Would I buy an Abarth as a secondary car? Probably. So, Ren, would you have a coupe or a Chrysler if you actually had to keep that car?
As I said, I actually considered the Chrysler for a while. Out of the two, if I
Was that
had
when
to
you're having a
own a
midlife
car,
crisis, were you?
if out of the two, if I had to own a car, I'd probably go for the coupe, but then I'll go for the 2-liter manual, preferably the S3. You know, the third generation was just better looking. Let's be honest. And then you're basically driving 140 horsepower go-kart everywhere. And yeah, you don't have that big honking V6 just weighting the car down at the front of it. But yeah, the Chrysler 300C. I want to drive one. I want to drive one long distance. I bet they're comfortable long distance. You know, those big chunky tires. And could I live with it daily? It's a bit big, isn't it? It looks like an aircraft carrier. I don't think it fits in half the streets around here.
The problem is where you live. You could get pulled over every 5 minutes.
Yes. Empty your pockets.
I remember back in the day, a lot of people used them for wedding cars.
Yeah, well,
cost-effective wedding cars. Yeah.
If you squint and if the car is really nicely buffed and shiny, it almost looks like an old Bentley, doesn't it? Yeah.
I'll tell you what, just go the extra step further and get the limo converted ones.
Oh yeah.
Just go that extra bit, right? Because then you can have all the hen and stag parties you want in the back.
Fantastic. And I can pick up my boxes from my mum. Plenty of space, yeah.
Can you imagine doing a driving tour from England to Belgium in one of those extended ones? That could be quite epic.
That could be entertaining with a bunch of mates in the back.
I was gonna say a 15 people strong hen party at the back, maybe.
I don't
know if I'd want to clear that mess up.
No, I don't know what would be more unstable, but yeah, no, that would be awful. Well, I'm going to wrap this up now, but yeah, thanks for your feedback on the cars and the destinations. I think it's fun and it's interesting, isn't it? But yeah, so we'll all catch up soon. We'll do one next week as well. And in the meantime, ciao, and we'll catch you all later.
You take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.